Hey Leo, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name is Erica. Welcome to the channel. This is your 2017 Astrology and Tarot video scope, so I hope you enjoy. Why don't you sit a spell so we can talk about the stars? Now we're going to start off the month of January with Mercury in retrograde. This will be in your 5th house, and Mercury will be retrograde until the end of the first week of January, and then he will make his station direct movement on the 9th or 10th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet. If you want more information about that, go to your December video. There should be some information about that. Now, starting out on the 3rd or 4th of January, depending on where you live on the planet, we will have Venus moving into your 8th house. Venus covers love, harmony, beauty, but also money and resources. Moving into the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and it's the house of other people's money. It's the house of sexuality, instincts that can be primal, basic, or human, and it also covers life, death, and rebirth, and the cycle of transformation, metamorphosis, and regeneration as well. So there could be some nice, loving, charming energy moving in the 8th house. I really like Venus moving in there. I hope that it's dealing with some sort of economic increase for you, Leo. Now on the 12th or 13th of the month, we're going to have a couple of things happening. The first, and most major in my opinion, is a full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer in your 12th house. The 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and that's the house of secrets and dreams. It's the house of secrets that you keep from yourself, like repression. It's also secrets that you keep from others, or secrets that are being kept from you. It also deals with secret enemies. It covers limitations, repression. It also is a karmic house. So, you may be dealing with your mother or father or roots or home in some way, because this is a full moon in Cancer, and Cancer rules the home and family. Just an idea. On the 12th or 13th as well, we're going to have Mercury moving into Capricorn to join up with the Sun and Pluto, who has been in your 6th house since 2008. The Sun and Mercury move around much faster, but Pluto's a slow-moving planet. So, the 6th house is the house of Virgo. It's the house of your day-to-day life. It's the house of your to-do list. It's the house of your the daily minutia and what you do throughout the day. It's the house of your work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. Now, on the 19th or 20th of the month, depending on where you live on the planet, we're going to be having the Sun move into Aquarius, and this is your 7th house. The 7th house is ruled by Libra, and it's the house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you learn about yourself through those interactions with others. These are business relationships, intimate relationships, friendships, partnerships, people that you deal with on a regular basis, usually daily or very regular. Now, on the 27th or 28th of the month, we're going to have an 8-degree new moon in Aquarius in your 7th house. So the 7th house also covers dealing with open enemies or open beef, and counseling as well. So if you need counseling or just want to talk it out, possible talk therapy, it would be a really good time to start towards the end of the month, because you may come about some major psychological changes for yourself in about 6 months' time. It's not a guarantee. You've got to do the process and work with it. But, yeah, new moons are when you plant your seeds and make your wishes, and they usually take about 6 months to gestate. Now, on the 28th or 29th of the month, we're going to have Mars move into Aries, and Mars rules Aries, so Mars is comfortable there. And this is your 9th house. The 9th house is the house, it's a big house. I like to think of the 9th house as your worldview expanded through study or travel. So it's the study of foreign language. It's the study of religion, philosophy, astrology. It could cover legal system matters or political matters. It's the house of foreign people, foreign places, and foreign things. Long distance trips, quests, and adventures. It's higher education. So you may really feel like you want to learn more or travel more, or you may be sexually attracted to a foreigner, is another way that I see Mars moving into Aries. And it could be like a mental connection, because Aries rules the head. So, Leo, that's what I see for you for the month of January 2017. What I'm going to do now is grab my cards and give them some shuffles for you on screen. I've already shuffled off screen, meditated, and asked for the general messages for my Leo viewers and friends. However, I want to take this time to remind you that this is a general reading. So not every Leo out there is going to resonate with what I'm giving you, and that's fine. But I invite you to check out your moon and your rising sign videos for resonant messages there that may be more impactful for you than this reading is. Also, understand that you're more than just your sun sign, Leo. You are more than just a Leo. You have more than just that energy in your chart. If you don't know what a moon or a rising sign is, you can Google the term free natal chart, type in your birth information, and it will generate a chart for you. Then you can either go to YouTube or go to Google and ask how to read a chart. And if you still don't understand it or you're confused, screenshot a copy of it and email it to me at sweettastro@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to let you know where your moon and your rising sign are, because I feel as though that's information every person should know about themselves, even if it's just for psychological analysis. I had intended on waiting to release these videos for another week or so, but I actually I have 3 left to do. And when I get finished with these, I'll upload them as well. But I wanted to get out this information as fast as I could to you, because January is going to be a pretty busy month for me because I'm intending on starting school. So I'm going to need to get back in the routine of that, because I haven't been an active student since the end of the spring session last year. I took the summer and the fall off. So, enough about me, Leo. This reading is for you, so let's cut. Alright, I'm going to take the bottom card to represent the underlying theme or the overarching energy for the month. The first card will represent the present energy surrounding you or the situation. The second will represent the past energy surrounding you or the situation. The third will be the obstacles at hand in the situation. The fourth will be the possible help in the situation. And the fifth card will represent the possible outcome of your situation. I'm also going to pull for you a healing and meditation oracle card from this little deck. What was that? I'm sorry, I heard something really loud happen outside. It really caught me off guard. I mean, there's a lot of loud noises that happen around here, but that was a different noise. Oh, okay. Somebody's loading something up in their truck. I heard the tailgate, but it just sounded like a really loud crash, like somebody had possibly hurt themselves. And I was listening because I'm cautious. I'm a Scorpio riser. I'm nosy, but I'm cautious. So, if they needed help, I would have paused and definitely done what I could to help, but it sounds like they're okay. It just scared the bejesus out of me. I wasn't expecting it. It may be that there's some startling things that happened during this month because of what just happened during this reading. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm not going to get into all of it, but that was the card that fell. It may be a period of listening for you. You may need to you may need to be having communication. Understand that we're under the influence of a Mercury shadow right now. All of December is going to be a Mercury retrograde. Well, we're in the shadow period right now. The majority of December will be Mercury retrograde, and we'll be coming out of the shadow period towards the beginning of January. And I don't know why, but I really have to stop and pause because I want to say July. I don't want to say January. I've caught myself saying July 27 times trying to do these videos. This deck, because I just picked it up and started shuffling it, is the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle deck. I really enjoyed my purchase with her. If you are of the variety that sages, smudges, uses crystals, or any other metaphysical tools, I would highly recommend her. I love this deck. I love the energy that comes with it. She was also generous enough to send me a perfume sample and a very beautiful piece of tiger's eye that I keep in front of my tablet, along with other gemstones while I'm giving these readings. Okay, Leo, I'm going to cut. The top card for you from that deck. Now what I'm going to do is hit the pause button, turn these cards over, do the math, and I'll be right back with your story, Leo. Hang tight, y'all. I'll be right back. Hey Leo, I'm back with your cards, so let's get started. The underlying theme or the overarching energy for the month of January 2017 is the Eight of Pentacles. The 8 for me represents the 8th house. You are having astrological 8th house at the very beginning of the month. This is Venus moving into the 8th house where Scorpio rules, and like I said, it deals with other people's money. But it's also, other people's money is classified as many different things. That could be your spouse's income. This is income that is coming to you or to your bank account, not through you earning an hourly wage. So like an insurance payment or a tax return or a grant, a loan, something like that. The 8th house also covers life, death, and rebirth, that entire instinct, or that entire cycle. It also covers your instincts, primal, basic, or human. It covers sexuality, and it covers regeneration, transformation, and metamorphosis. Now, the pentacles represent money and resources. Money is a resource, but it's not the only resource. Time, health, sleep, energy, love, devotion, are all things that can be used to expend on another living thing or situation that we care about. The pentacles also represent earth sign energy, and the earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. I'm sorry if you can hear that background noise. I see this card as a journeyman card, meaning this individual knows what they're doing, but they're not proficient enough to do it at the pace that, say, an expert or a professional would just yet, but they know more than, say, an apprentice or someone who's just learning. They don't need somebody over their shoulder watching them work. They'll get it done, but it may not be as rapid a pace in production as, say, someone who's done it for a while. This is also like, I'm learning. It could also be like a to-do list that you're dealing with, like bullet points as well. To do, things to get done, things to buy, whatever is another way that I see this card. But he's got a lot ahead of him to do. He's only got one done, and he's working on another, but he's got a long list of things to accomplish before this is finished. But you're doing it. I mean, you're making it work. Now, the present energy card that I pulled for you is the Six of Cups. The 6, you are having 6th house energy with the Sun, Mercury, and Pluto playing in your 6th house on the 12th or 13th of the month. The 6 represents the Virgo-ruled house of your work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. This is also speaking to the 6th house, the 6 up here, because I read the numbers as astrological houses. The 6 also speaks to the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It deals with your day-to-day life, your to-do list, like the bullet points I was talking about. This is also seen as a karmic card, or a happy, looking back with nostalgia on good times. I see this as a card of, like, the happy childhood. I also see this card as a card of equity, meaning this individual right here who may be a fire sign, possibly an Aries because of the red hood right here, but it's being able to share what you have without concern of if you're going to have enough for yourself. There's not only cups, but there's growth coming out of the cups, so it's like your cup runneth over. It could also be that you're getting a gift from someone, say in a gift exchange or something at work, because the majority of people are going to be watching this in December, so it can cover that energy, even though this is intended for January. It could be that you're receiving some sort of accolade or promotion, or just recognition in your work area. If that's not the case, it could be that you are recovering from possibly being ill. The cups represent water sign energy, and the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And that won't be the first time you hear about a Cancer or a Scorpio in this reading because of some of the other cards that are showing up. I feel like this could involve an Aries, like I said, because of the red hood right here. But we also have Mars moving into Aries, and that's your 9th house. So it may be at the end of the month that you're dealing with looking back on your fond memories from traveling or fond memories of when you were in school. It could be that you're getting recognition for what you did while you were in school, which would be pretty cool. It could also be that you're wanting to plan a trip. That you're becoming very aggressive about wanting to plan a trip. That it's like, I haven't had a vacation in years, and I need this. It's for my like this. I haven't had a vacation in years, and I need this. It's for my mental health. It's for my physical health. It's for my emotional health. If I don't do this, I know I'm going to get sick. I know I'm just going to be burnt out. I can hear it in my head. I can hear some of you Leos saying that. And y'all are the sign of royalty. Y'all are the sign of regality. Am I making that word up? Y'all are the kings and the queens of the zodiac, so I can see why you would want a break. It's difficult being a leader, isn't it? Now, the card that represents the past is a major arcana, and this is the first of 3 major arcana that you have in this spread, so it could be that you feel, I read the major arcanas as different messages as well. Having half of your spread being major arcana, it could feel as though there's half of you that are thinking it's a good month and the other half are feeling like it's a bad month, which is understandable. Astrology isn't going to speak the same story to each one of us. Our charts are different, our aspects are different. But 2, it could be that you are dealing more in a reactionary sense as opposed to being proactive. It may be that you are dealing with things as they come as opposed to being proactive and handling it before it becomes an issue. It's just another way that I see. When I see a lot of major arcana, I believe that that's telling a story as well. The first of the 3 major arcana that you received is the Temperance card. This is the 14th card of the major arcana. 1 plus 4 is 5, and that speaks to the Leo, hi y'all, ruled house of creation. It's that creative spark. I really like to think of the 5th house as having your fingerprints and DNA all over it, because this is the house that you have skin in the game in. It's where you put yourself out there. It's in your social life or your social circles. It's your pleasure seeking, so it's going out, whatever it is that you do to go out. It covers artists and musicians and children as well. It's a house of romance and where you fall in love. Now, dealing with pleasure seeking and going out, you see these 2 cups? Watch your drinking. I'm not being ugly. We all have our own path. We all have our own vices, but just watch your drinking. The 2 cups always represent to me that you're double fisting them. You need to find balance is what this card is really indicating. Not even balance, it's more moderation. It's discovering moderation. Balance is more Libra. This is really being able to understand that for each situation has a appropriate response, and finding that appropriate response may be difficult. And this is in the past position, so it could be that you're looking back on a time where you didn't handle things properly, possibly. Now, the Temperance card is representative of the astrological sign of the zodiac, Sagittarius. So you may be looking back on the past with a possible Sagittarian in mind, and how things probably weren't handled in the most appropriate of ways. I can think of at least 3 Leos in my personal world that this would apply for right now. But you're looking back, you're seeing things differently. It's like that third eye is opened and you're like, wow, okay, yes, this is where I was right, this is where I was wrong, and this is where the blame belongs. And one of the things that I learned through my marriage and divorce to Brad was that, and it's a fundamental truth, there are 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. We see our situation through our own perspective, and we can be going through the very same thing with somebody sitting right next to us, and their outcome, their perception of what is going on will be completely different sometimes than what yours was, and you could be sitting right next to one another. It's a powerful, powerful thing to really think about, honestly. Perception shapes so much. But it seems like you're coming to an epiphany about something in the past. Like I said, either dealing with some sort of 5th house energy, dealing with children, creation, creative sparks, romance, falling in love, dating, that sort of thing. Or dealing with a Sagittarius, because this card represents Sagittarius. And once again, it's dealing with moderation, and it was in the past position. Now, the card that represents the obstacle here is an interesting card. It is the Death card. The obstacle is death. So the obstacle, let's talk about this. It's the 13th card of the Major Arcana. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 speaks to the Cancer-ruled house of your home and family, or your roots and your foundation. So let's talk about that a little bit. Home is where you live, or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That can be anybody from your parents to people you consider to be parents. That can be your spouse, your partner, your children, your fur babies. That can be your house guests, your roommates, or the people that you share your home with, like communal living style. Sometimes people do that as well. That's just talking about the numerology up here of the 4, because 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay? Now, the symbology of Cancer is important as well, because we have the full moon at 22 degrees of Cancer in your 12th house. The 12th house is dealing with secrets, secret enemies, secrets that you keep from yourself, secrets that are kept from you. It's dealing with your dreams. It's dealing with karma, limitation, self-undoing. So it could be speaking to the home, the family, or the roots in some way. The obstacle may be the full moon. Now, the Death card represents Scorpio, where we are having a lot of 8th house energy in this reading, but also in the astrology. Like I said, we're starting out the month with Venus moving into the 8th house, and the 8th house it's a deep house. It's an intimate house. It's the underbelly. It's the think a gut shot. People try to protect. I mean, even if you look at body language, people will do this if they are wanting to protect themselves, and they cover this area because really it's the softest part of our bodies. Most internal organs, that sort of thing. We don't have any bones to protect our gut. So the 8th house is that gut shot where there's really no protection and it hurts the most. It's life, death, and rebirth. And I say that like it's nothing, but life is birth, and birth is painful. Death is an ending, and that is painful. Rebirth means that there was a death of something, and you have to learn how to either live without it or move on without it, and that's painful. It's dealing with your instincts, primal, basic, or human instincts, fight or flight instincts. It's dealing with sexuality. It's dealing with, it's very intimate. It's dealing with other people's money. It's dealing with sexuality. Okay, I just had my clipboard fall when I said it's other people's money. Don't know if that's synchronistic for anyone. Comment down below if that's the case. But the Death card is a powerful card. And it represents major transformation in some area. And the fact that it's in an obstacle, it may be that you've been fighting this transformation, or it may be that this transformation comes out of the blue and there's nothing you can do about it, and it happens, and you have to react. I've been there. Now, the possible help in the situation, and I like this, is the 3rd Major Arcana card that you have in the spread, which is balancing out the Death card for me. So I like that. It's the 2nd card of the Major Arcana. This is the High Priestess. The 2 up here represents for me the Taurus ruled house of your money, values, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem. Anything that you could point to, classify, identify, or quantify as mine would probably qualify or classify as, it would fall under the second house umbrella. And this can include relationships, and that's something a lot of people really kind of take for granted. You introduce people to my husband, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my children, my roommate, my teacher. You get what I'm saying? So, the house of mine. It's the house of your values and the things that you want close to you. But the High Priestess as a major arcana card represents the moon. I told you that Cancer was going to come up again. And here's where it is. The moon is Cancer's ruling luminary. Every zodiac sign has a ruling planet, or some even have co-ruling planets where there's two planets that influence them strongly. Cancers have the moon as their ruling luminary because it's not really a planet per se. And I say luminary because I follow Nadia Shaw on YouTube, and she's my favorite YouTube astrologer. She's actually the person that I started following right after the fire, and she really breaks astrology down into bite-sized nuggets for people to understand. And if you want to be a student of astrology, I highly recommend her as a teacher. I taught myself through listening to her and other astrologers, and just a dogged determination on trying to figure out how the stars were speaking because of the synchronicity that occurred around the house fire that changed my life and actually got me to study this stuff, and now led me to make this channel so we could interact. Synchronicity, y'all. The High Priestess is representative of the moon. The moon is Cancer's ruling luminary. This could very much be speaking to a Cancer in your world, but it doesn't only have to be a Cancer. This represents the unconscious. This represents the intuition, and this represents being able to feel and being able to express those feelings and express those emotions, but it also concerns keeping secrets. And if this is a possible help, her showing up here, I read this as a couple of different things. As the full moon coming around in the 12th house, it could be illuminating secrets that have been hidden from you. Or it could be illuminating secrets that you've been hiding from others. And it could be involving your values, your money, your relationships. Because like I said, the mine, house of mine. But the help may be to either expose secrets or to shine light or bring illumination to those secrets. It's not just dealing with secrets. Like I said, it's also dealing with emotions and being intuitive. She's very, very empathic. She's very, very emotionally intelligent. She is able to pierce the veil. She can see past it. She sees the inner cycles. She sees it from a meta perspective. Everything. I drive my friends crazy now because of things that go on in the news. My analysis always starts off with astrology because that's how my brain reconciles what's going on in the world. I can't handle some of the stuff that is happening because it's just so sad and so heart-wrenching, and just it guts me. It truly guts me sometimes. And the only way that I can reconcile it, for a long time I was just like, I hate people. People are crazy, and I hate people. And it's not that anymore. It's what influenced these souls, what influenced these people. And I see myself in this card a lot, because I am that friend. I am that person that has the crystals in her bra and has the crystals in her house and sage smoke in my house, and I've sage smoked other places and gone and done clearings, and, I do stuff like that for my friends, so they probably do see me as the High Priestess, but in their world. That's not me saying I am a priestess, don't get it twisted, but, the High Priestess could be the help in the situation, so honor your emotions, honor your intuition, follow your gut, and if you need to speak your truth, but speak it in love. Now, the possible outcome, because this video has gone long, possible outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is like money showing up. Isn't that interesting? This is like that safety net catching you. I also see this as the new moon seed that could be being planted in your 7th house as well. But it's coming out of nowhere, and it seems to be a blessing because it's in the upright. Like I said before, the pentacles represent money and resources, and that can be anything you would expend on another living thing or situation close to your heart. Sorry about that background noise. But this is the beginning. It can be the beginning of something beautiful if you keep following the path that this led to. But, yeah. I'll put this down for a second and see what's going on. I really see this as a reassessment period. And it could be in your family. It could be in your home. Some of you may be moving or wanting to move. And that's the change, the obstacle. But it's like you know you need to, and you're following your gut with that High Priestess being in the help position. I did the tarot math for you. It ended up being 43. 4 plus 3 is 7, and that speaks to the Libra ruled house of open enemies. It also speaks to counseling, and it also touches on your partnerships and relationships and how you identify who you are through those partnerships with others. These are regular, almost daily interactions, if not daily. The people in your world really do reflect back to you who you are if you pay attention. And I've learned the longer that I study this, that what annoys you and others is a reflection of yourself. Now, whether you can swallow that truth or not is different, but that's what I've learned. So, the Healing and Meditation Oracle card for you here is the Listening card. And we're going to have Mercury go retrograde very, very soon. Mercury's in shadow right now, so if I've been confusing or vague or just rambled, I'm sorry. If you've got a question, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer it. But the Listening card. For those of you who are new to the channel, I've done collegiate debate, and I miss it so much. But I learned a lot of things. I've done so much learning in my life. I learned that listening is an active part of communication, and if you are listening in a conversation to wait for your opportunity for your opportunity to talk, then you are not listening. You are just waiting. Listening requires actually analyzing what has been said and giving thoughtful response. Thoughtful response means not just waiting for person A to stop speaking so you can speak. That's just a waltz of words. The Listening card reads, people in failing relationships often complain about their partner's unwillingness to listen. To achieve greater harmony, keep your ears and mind open to the needs and desires of others and enhance this ability through your meditation practice. Consider the following, Leo. At times of tension and conflict, let me remain quiet and thoughtful. Let me listen with an open mind to the worries and fears of those that I love. Let me devise remedies for the problems and troubles of others rather than giving precedence to my own concerns. Let me take pleasure from offering sympathy and empathy and support to people in need. Consider working on your listening skills if that's an area that you need to work on, and you already know if you need to or not. You may feel as though people aren't listening to you. If that's the case, journal. Get out what you need to get out and speak it in love, even if it's in paper, because somebody may read it one day. I'm not saying don't self-censor, but there's an appropriate way for everything to be said. And I know that with your royal heart, Leo, you can find it. The Sage Goddess Oracle card that I pulled for you, Gemstone Oracle card, is the Malachite card. This card speaks to the divine feminine healing and protection. It helps to heal and amplify the heart chakra vibration. Malachite is the divine feminine stone of protection and healing, which has been used for thousands of years to stimulate life force energy and to absorb pollutants from the atmosphere, aura, and body. You have pulled this card because you're in need of a health power boost. Meditate with malachite for feminine healing, protection while traveling, and overall well-being. Leo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I'll be around mid-January for some full moon cards to pull for you then. Also going to start on my 2017 video series very soon, as I get finished with this series. So send me some loving, positive energy in that regard, because I am now filming in Mercury's shadow, and I'm sure I'm going to mess up somewhere, and I already apologize for it. So it is what it is. I'm doing the best I can for y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find value in this. Please take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Employ your self-care measures. And save some of that kindness for others, because we're all going through specific battles in our world that some of us may never speak about to another living soul. And if somebody does come to you with that problem or that struggle, please listen. I hope you're well. And I'll see you mid-month. Look out for the 2017 heads-up videos. And I'll see y'all soon. Until then, bye, Leo, and namaste, y'all.